critical part of continuing to play music.
This is Silph Radio, a Pokemon podcast.
What kind of podcast is that?
A Pokemon-centered podcast.
Pokemon-themed, central,
pun
navigated.
I'm Nathan K.
I'm Craig Lewis. I'm from Fairpoint.
I'm from Fairpoint. You liar, I'm from Fairpoint.
No, I'm from Fairpoint.
And then we get in a hustle and we're like,
Guys,
shoot him! What? I wasn't aware I was supposed to shoot anybody.
I was going to say we're both from Fairpoint.
Today on this Pokemon podcast,
That is clearly not Fairpoint podcast.
we're going to continue with the theme that we did last week of creepypastas.
Ooh, yeah. I remember that one. I was there.
You were there. I was there. We all were there. Maybe not. Maybe there are people listening that weren't there. Maybe you should check out last week's first and then come back to this, because today we're focusing on one creepypasta in particular.
What game is that?
Pokemon Creepy Black version.
Well, I got Pokemon Black version.
Not Pokemon Creepy Black version.
I guess not. I'm confused. That's a real game.
It's not... Well, when this creepypasta developed, there was no Pokemon Black. And,
Of course.
to be fair, the version of the game wasn't actually called Pokemon Black. It was supposedly just a black Game Boy cartridge.
It was just, a blank.
A blank black label
cartridge
that just said Pokemon on it. Otherwise was totally blank.
Oh, I thought it didn't even say Pokemon on it. It was just a
No.
lost cartridge.
It said Pokemon.
Like, what is this?
But it was
it's
just-
a Halloween Atari game.
Creepy Black is sort of the colloquial name for the version, as based on the spread of this creepypasta along
Yeah,
the
as it
internet.
gets passed down from generation to generation of player.
In case you're not aware of what the term creepypasta means, that's...
Go back to the last episode that we did about creepypastas.
Or just keep listening and we'll explain right now. That's it's like an urban legend on the internet. It's a story that's creepy that has been passed around the internet, and the original poster might not be known. It's just this creepy urban legend. It's probably not true. A lot of them have to do with video games.
Whoa. It's probably not true?
Yeah, probably not true.
Probably.
Probably
Most
not
definitely, it's not likely to be true.
Especially most of them. There may be a few that have some...
I am just trying to ascertain.
There might be some credibility
No.
to some of them. I don't know.
I'm just trying to ascertain the percentage ratio of whether it might be true.
So...
Because I believe it's bullshit.
A lot of them have to do with video games, and a lot of them have to do with Pokemon. So this is probably the most prevalent creepy pasta. Creepy poke pasta?
Possibly the first one?
Possibly, yeah.
The first Pokepasta.
And we're going... There actually are a few ROMs that were created after the fact to imitate what it would be like to play this game.
Oh, so then it became a real game. So then it became true because it became a real thing. But the story came first. So there's like a little bit of time travel there.
A lot of them, I think, also incorporated like the dead hand and stuff that me and Jeremy talked about in the Lavender Town episode, that creepypasta. So it's sort of an amalgamation of different creepypastas.
I'm glad you used that word. Nobody uses that word much.
Well, I mean,
don't often get the chance
you need
to
the
use amalgamation.
You need the opportunity. Like, how many times do you run into an amalgamation of something?
Oh, man. Just on the way to work
and
or on the way home for work?
On the way to work, and I got stuck in traffic because a bunch of cars just formed an amalgamation and became a robot like Voltron, and
Yeah,
fought
I
this
deal with the Transformers on a daily
toxic
basis.
amalgamation of sludge and sea creature. Anyway, it's kind of like Funimation, but
You got to amalgamate that shit.
so we're pretty much just here to have fun this week. We're going to take a look at this creepypasta and explore its implications and amalgamations.
There's going to be at least 2.
So, salutations. Let's get started.
Moshi Moshi.
Checks out. He's not a ghost. I don't know if you knew this, but ghosts can only say Moshi once.
Oh, right, because they're not allowed to say it a second time.
That's legit. That's the reason, like, when
That's why people say Moshi Moshi.
they answer the phone, yes, because if it was a ghost on the other end, they'd have to just say Moshi. I'm serious. Like, apparently ghosts can't say Moshi Moshi.
I think it has something to do with maybe the spiritual residue that's left behind. It can only echo once.
It's that they're older, and it's like they don't want to be like these kids. Moshi Moshi. These fucking kids with their slang and their. I think it's like kind of like if
It's not a ghost. It's just an old person.
What up, yo? A ghost ain't gonna be like, hey, homie. Like, so a ghost can only say what up. They can't say what up, yo.
They don't know pronouns.
They can only say what. What up, yo?
What? I'm cold. They could also say that.
All right, so let's dive right into this story. It was originally posted on 4chan, so that's the type of journalistic credibility we're dealing with here.
So what you're saying is this was
Top of the line.
put out by a hoodlum.
Second only to the Craig Kilborn era of Daily Show news.
I thought you were going to say Craig Lewis.
Second only to Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live, the Colin Quinn decade.
I liked that one.
I did too, a lot. It was great.
How about the Seth Meyers decade?
I didn't watch.
Did not either.
I
assume it's bad.
I don't really know who Seth Meyers is, and
he has the Late Show now.
Oh,
he took
yeah,
over Jimmy Fallon's old role.
Oh, Jimmy Fallon's not on the Late Show anymore?
No, Jimmy Fallon's got
the Late Show.
No, the suit. No, Jimmy Fallon's running what Jay Leno had. No,
the Tonight Show.
The Tonight
it's all
Show.
the same. They're
With
all
Jimmy
the
Fallon.
same. They're all the same.
But he gets prime.
Soylent Green is people.
That's for damn sure.
So the story goes. I'm what you would call a collector of bootleg Pokemon games.
You don't say.
Let me stop you right there.
Hold on. I am not just a collector of Pokemon. I am not just a collector of all 846 Pokemon. I am not just a collector of Pokemon games or games in general, but Pokemon bootleg games. If somebody's hacked it, I've played it.
Well, that's okay to be a collector of bootlegs, but like what I love here.
Let's call them homebrews. They find bootleg offensive.
I love
you give the term bootleg to moonshiners.
What I really like is the literary overreaching, overstepping his, I don't know, feeling like he's bigger than his literary britches. I'm what you would call a collector of bootleg Pokemon games.
I'm a connoisseur.
Hold on. That sentence should just read, I'm a collector of bootleg Pokemon games.
Yeah.
I'm what you would call that's like, you would say, and that's like him trying to sound like he knows how to write a exquisitely crafted sentence.
Or
but
he's having deep inner monologue with himself.
I'm what you would call a greeter at Walmart. No, you're just a greeter at Walmart. You know what I would call a greeter at Walmart? A fucking greeter at Walmart. Not like that's like I'm what you would call a jack of all trades. You know what I mean? That makes sense. You're like, okay, I get that. You're like, oh, you do it, so I would call you.
What would I call him? Somebody that is okay at all?
I'm what you would. You're like, dude, that guy. I'd call him a collector of bootleg Pokemon games, all right.
No. You don't believe him? Just watch. Just check out the list of Pokemon titles he has that are what you would call bootleg.
That's what I'd call a list of bootleg Pokemon
Can we call it homebrews, though? Because, I mean, it is kind of offensive. When you think of bootleg, you think of, like, some dudes selling burnt copies of movies out of a trash bag.
I think...
That's what I think of, at least. They put a little more effort into this. They crafted this themselves.
No, but have you seen like the Pokemon bootlegs, like the Super Nintendo games and like the
I've watched JonTron too.
Yeah.
So
they're totally fucking the same thing you're talking about selling. The only difference is those bootleg movies he sells out of his car aren't like, it's not like Jack Black and Mos Def acting out the Ghostbusters. And you're like, dude, this isn't Ghostbusters. This isn't canon.
It is now. It's labeled circa 1984.
All right, so he continues with what I would call a list of bootleg Pokemon games. Pokemon Diamond and Jade, Chaos Black,
No Silver,
etc. I think you have to have at least 3 entries to make
use
it
et
an
cetera?
Yeah.
Pokemon Diamond and Jade, Chaos Black, the usual.
It's amazing the frequency with which you can find them at pawn shops, Goodwill, flea markets, and such. Again, with the overreaching or literate, it's not amazing the frequency with which you can find them. Shut the fuck up. You're not fucking Morgan Freeman.
I took a class on intensive riding. It only cost me $600 at my local community college.
First of all, what is the frequency with which you can find them at pawn shops? I don't find that many Pokemon bootlegs at pawn shops.
Yeah,
Goodwill.
I've not seen a one.
I haven't found
No,
one.
the Game Chasers haven't even found one.
Oh, man. He continues. They're generally fun, even if they are unplayable, which they often are. Hold up.
You find fun in unplayable things?
They're generally fun, even if they're not.
It's log.
It's better than bad, or
it's
more
good.
or less bad.
But it's kind of good.
It's better than bad, but it's still kind of bad.
Not quite great.
It's kind of like one less than infinity. It's still infinity. They're generally fun, even if they are unplayable, which they often are. The mistranslations and poor quality make them unintentionally humorous, sort of like creepypastas.
Right. So I get it. So what he's saying is Pokemon bootlegs were where you first heard all our base are belong to us.
No, what was
Poor
that
mistranslations.
game? Yeah.
The poorest of the poor.
I haven't been able to find most of the ones that I've played online, but there's one that I haven't seen any mention of. I bought it at so this couldn't have been the first creepypasta, because he mentions Diamond and Jade. Oh, okay, those are bootlegs. Those weren't creepypastas.
Right.
Yeah, those are actual bootlegs. Diamond and Jade, Chaos Black. Those are all real.
They
bootlegs.
eventually made a creepypasta out of those.
He made a creepypasta inspired by those bootlegs. Okay, so yeah, we will do an episode about bootleg Pokemon games. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So he continues, there's one that I haven't seen any mention of. I bought it at a flea market about 5 years ago.
So was that okay?
I think
what
this was
year
like
is
2009, 2010.
It's
So
around 2004. Pokemon's been around for 5 years.
here's a picture of the cartridge, and he shows a picture of the cartridge we
Yeah.
described.
Pokemon Black, Game Boy.
In case
Advanced.
anyone recognizes it. Unfortunately, when I moved 2 years ago, I lost the game, so I can't provide you with screen caps. Sorry, eh? Sorry about that.
Oh, I lost it. I just lost it. Gosh, I put it down in one spot, and then I don't know what happened to it. I think what happened was that I went to school, and then my mom, she came into the room and cleaned it, and was like, this is going in the garbage because your grades are not good, yeah? He continues with, the game started with the familiar Nidorino and Gengar intro of Red and Blue version. However, the press start screen had been altered. Red was there, but the Pokemon did not cycle through. It also said Black version under the Pokemon logo.
This is, again, like we said last week, I love how they throw in the, little details that they happen to remember to be like, this was a weird little glitchy
This
difference.
is something that happened in the game.
The Pokemon didn't cycle through, and I noticed that and recalled it later, and it has nothing to do with the story.
Oh, yeah, well, apparently this kid played it many, many times.
It's just supposed to set the stage that this is some glitchy bootleg version
Yeah,
of
that
the
there's
game.
something wrong with it, that it's more than just a hacked game. Upon selecting quote-unquote new game, the game started with a Professor Oak speech, and it quickly became evident that the game was essentially Pokemon Red version.
How do you know that it's red version? And because it said,
was
what will you name your
evident.
character?
Yeah,
It was evident.
That was the one.
It
Professor
is.
Oak was there, clearly.
He's in blue version also.
Clearly it was red. They said Ash.
They gave him
They called him Ash.
They gave him the opportunity to name himself Red or Ash.
After selecting your starter, if if you looked at your Pokemon, you had, in addition to Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle, another Pokemon, quote-unquote, Ghost!
Jesus, Craig.
Well, it's all in caps. I expected to yell.
Well, that's because back in the day, all Pokemon names and character names were all caps.
Yeah, because they're all 7-year-old kids.
But he didn't type those other Pokemon in all caps, so it is jarring. Yeah, you have just mysteriously a second Pokemon, and it's called Ghost.
What was... I'm intrigued. I don't want to talk about it. I just want to hear the story. Continue, please.
The Pokemon was level 1. It had the sprite of the ghosts that are encountered in Lavender Tower before obtaining the Silph Scope. It had one attack, Curse. I know that there is a real move named Curse, but the attack did not exist in Gen 1, so it appears it was hacked in.
Yeah, I've used Curse a lot. You know, Absol can learn a lot of moves.
Oh, great work there, great world's greatest detective. Fucking Batman over here like, I bought this hacked game, and there's this thing that's not normally in it. Someone must have hacked that in there.
Somebody must have made this new Ghost character.
That sick fuck.
Demented and twisted.
Do you want to continue?
He continued. Defending Pokemon were unable to attack Ghost. It would only say that they were too scared to move. When the move Curse was used in battle... Oh, that was a whole sentence. Oh, no. Okay. I read it. When the move Curse was used in battle, the screen would cut to black.
Like some fucking Sopranos shit over here.
Yeah, right? Like, what happened? What happened?
What happened?
What
Why
happened?
can't I see what happened?
I don't know. All they're doing is playing Journey. I don't know what's going on. It's over. You shitting me. It's over. No, you just gonna leave me hanging there.
Do you think what if they like? Okay, so what if there was like a horror movie based on this? I know we're jarring off, but like, okay,
it would be like the Goosebumps plot.
It's a true story. We could totally sell this. It's like
they put the game in the cartridge and it becomes real.
So it starts off with a what you would call a collector of bootleg Pokemon games, right?
It's Pat the NES punk. That's what I would picture.
And then he goes to this like bazaar or like this farmer's market.
Yeah, no, it'd be going like to like the same type of
farmer's
place. Got your bootleg video games over here to the right of the squash, just past the pumpkin pile.
I have some bootleg Pokemon cards, which are brilliant. It's all like Slowpoke, 24,000 HP, and like moves that just do ridiculous amounts of damage. It's pretty interesting.
I was more like expecting a scene where this kid's going to like this small little shop in Little China, like in Gremlins.
Oh, okay.
And he just like finds it upon one of the giants.
He's like, I want this game, and he's like,
oh no. And there's 3 rules: don't feed the game after midnight.
So
don't get the game wet, or else it won't work anymore.
So all right, where were we? He continues.
Defending Pokemon were unable to attack Ghost. It would only say that they were too scared to move. When the move Curse was used in battle, the screen would cut to black. The cry of the defending Pokemon would be heard, but it was distorted. Played at a much lower pitch than normal.
How would you know? No, it's already, we talked about this last time.
I had the volume up all the way. I know what the pitch should sound like. I am a collector of bootlegs. Sir, how dare you accuse me of not knowing the difference in pitch on a Game Boy. Anywho, the battle screen would then reappear, and the defending Pokemon would be gone. If used in a battle against a trainer, when the Pokeballs representing their Pokemon would appear in the corner, they would have 1 fewer Pokeball. The implication was that the Pokemon died.
Wait, don't you tell me what the implication... Wait, where are you...
I'm implying... No, if you're not getting what I'm saying, I'm implying that the Pokemon's dead.
Just so you know, the implication was that the Pokemon died. If that was the implication, then we should be able to pick up on that ourselves.
Or at least rephrase the sentence as such. The implication...
May have been...
was that the Pokemon had maybe possibly died.
The implication...
But most likely did. died.
The implication was what you would call that the Pokemon died. The implication was what you would call the Pokemon dying.
3-sentence paragraph there.
So, thank you for clearing up to me what the implication was that this, you use the move and the Pokemon disappeared. I feel like the implication was that the Pokemon went off to pursue its dreams. He liberated the
It was
Pokemon.
like, man, I'm going to cut out for this shit. I'm going to Hollywood. Gonna be one of those acting Pokemon.
He continues. What's even stranger is that after defeating a trainer and seeing Red receive $200 for winning.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wrong game.
Ah.
The battle commands would appear again. If you selected Run, the battle would end as it normally does. But you could also select Curse. If you did, upon returning to the overworld, the trainer's sprite would be gone. After leaving and re-entering the area, the spot where the trainer had been would be replaced with a tombstone like the ones at Lavender Town.
That's some quick-acting curse there.
That's some
Usually-
quick-acting funeral procedures, and really, they just bury you in the spot where you died.
Dropped a tombstone.
Well, that's not only the spot where they died, but the spot where they lived.
And then a new ghost
Spot
would
where they
appear with a
stood.
halo above its head. Right where... Boy, I just killed you, and they've already had the fucking ceremony? God.
I wanted to show up for the funeral, pay my respects.
Yeah, or at least get a free sandwich out of the deal
A free sandwich, huh?
at the after,
Oh, okay, at the yeah.
after funeral party.
The after party.
It's a party. Sadly enough, that's
The
face
reception.
it, guys. That's what it is. It's a party. Don't call it a party, but you're trying to.
There's got to be a word for that. It's not the reception. Is it the reception?
I think so.
It might be the reception. It might be called a reception at weddings and funerals. I don't know.
But you do it to.
Hey, what's the difference? Am I right?
Oh! Shot in the foot.
Oh my goodness.
This is a fast acting curse though. Like how it's just like I use curse. I'm cursing you. Just wait a few 10 years.
I'm squishing your head. What are you
Pinch,
doing?
pinch,
I'm
pinch.
squishing your head. I don't know though. What are you doing over here? You're squishing my head.
Or if it was the glitched Pokemon, it would go. Because, it was at a different pitch.
I'm squishing your. Why are you acting like? Why are
this
you doing your
game
voice
dying?
like that?
Oh my god, so
See,
it
the-
must be a gypsy curse.
The weird thing was it made a noise that sounded like the Pokemon's pitch. But as performed by H. John Benjamin.
Hey, why don't you go watch Archer instead?
That's not what Dratini sounds like. Something's afoot here.
I'm doing a Reed Repulsa. Callbacks.
To a totally different podcast.
Whatever. Same channel. He continues. The move Curse was not usable in all instances.
No, of course not.
Of course
that
not.
would be ridiculous.
That'd be too easy. It would fail against ghost Pokemon.
Of course. Well,
Of course. You can't curse a ghost. They're already fucking cursed. It would also fail if it was used against trainers that you would have to face again. Such as your rival or Gia fucking Vani.
Gia fucking Vani.
That's how we knew this was Pokemon Red.
He's a hood rat. He does hood rat things.
He smokes with cigarettes. It was usable in your final battle against them, however.
Okay, so you played through the whole game.
I figured this was the gimmick of the game, allowing you to use previously uncapturable ghosts
The ones, he's talking about the ones
that you deaded,
before you get the Silph scope, you see just ghosts at the Lavender Tower.
right? And because Curse made the game so easy, I essentially used it throughout the whole adventure. Oh, dude, you used that shit throughout the whole playthrough? This was not to me a playthrough, child. This was an adventure. An easy adventure.
Every Pokemon playthrough is an adventure, dude.
An easy
Dude,
adventure. This
check
one
your-
was an incredibly easy
Check
adventure.
your fucking privilege, bro.
It was a playthrough. I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't a playthrough. It's a mighty, mighty romp into another world.
Oh, sheesh, y'all. It was a playthrough.
Yeah, and this dude deaded motherfuckers. He's like, "Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta." All y'all motherfuckers.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He cursed everybody.
Yeah, so basically what's going on is he's killing Pokemon. The implication here is that he's
thus
killing Pokemon. It's something you would call death.
It's something you would call
Murder.
a thing that he is doing.
That's the name of if this was a movie and it was like we'd make it'd be a horror movie, but it would also be like a thriller murder mystery, and it would be called what you would call murder. What you would call ellipses murder.
Oh, ellipses. Ooh.
Yeah, what you would call
Commie ellipses.
murder.
Murder. Question mark?
And you said Pat the NES punk, but I feel like we could cast someone with real star power in this role.
Oh, Channing Tatum.
Of course. Well, I'm sorry, I forgot. You don't have to try anymore.
He's just an everyday typical
just
teenager.
Channing Tatum and or Chris Pratt. That's it. And I forgot. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting we don't have to try anymore. We can just cast them and everything.
I could see Chris Pratt being the older kid telling the story of a younger version of him.
See, the difference is I like Chris Pratt. I don't give a shit about Channing Tatum. But I think it's stupid both ways that it's just like, you don't have to try anymore. Just cast them and whatever. Everything.
I don't think I would play through the whole game if I could just kill everybody in one hit.
I think
So
that's
moving on.
I think that's what the new Ghostbusters is supposed to be, is Channing Tatum and Chris Pratt, which is like
Don't let Chris Pratt get sucked into that.
I almost would have liked Chris Pratt as he's if they're gonna reboot Ghostbusters,
But without Channing Tatum.
I would have liked that before he was Jurassic World, Guardians of the Galaxy, like, you know what I mean, before he was the star, the blockbuster star. It would have made more sense.
So it would have made more sense. It was before he was cool.
No, well, when you throw Channing Tatum in there, it makes it clearly obvious that it's like, no, you're just picking out the, like, you know what, the dude stars. Like, I don't know.
There's
Anyway,
a difference between Channing Tatum and Chris Pratt. I'm
this
just
is
going
Silph
to leave it
Radio.
at that, and we'll get back to black.
So who are we casting in this movie? Yeah, why's it got to be a white guy? How about that?
Okay, it's
I'm gonna say
Donald Glover?
No, dude. No, dude.
Donald
Cal
Glover.
Penn. Cal Penn. Cal Penn would kill this.
I do see that.
I'm what you would call a collector of bootleg Pokemon. Just picture him doing the monologue at the beginning of the movie and playing it straight, going into this. The gypsy sells him the game and curses him, and he dies at the end of the game. That's
That
at
makes
the end of
sense. I can see that.
All right, so Cal
He
Penn
has worked for Obama, so we
in
can
the
trust him.
dramatic, the thriller, murder mystery horror flick of a lifetime, based on the true creepypasta. Pokemon
is it
Creepy
like,
Black.
Is it like bad that I want this to happen? I really want this. I want to see this.
I do too. It's not bad at all.
Somebody make a short film.
Now we need a director.
Let's make a short film. Can
No,
you get
we
a
can't
hold of
direct
Chris Pratt?
to direct.
Yes.
Chris Pratt, we want you to direct
and
this.
star.
No, Cal Penn is our star. Cal Penn is the main character. Who's directing though? For real, Oh, did you hear who's directing the Minecraft movie?
No.
Mac from It's Always Sunny. Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Right? That's kind of interesting. Interesting, too, that Charlie was in the Lego movie, and he's directing the Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
I don't know, weird. Like, that's just my apophenia.
Right, it's connecting the two. I want to see this now. I don't give a fuck about Minecraft in the least.
No.
But I kind of want to see what Mac would do with them.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Pokemon Creepy Black movie, directed by James Wan.
And it's
Money's no object, obviously, right?
it's the guy. It's about the guy playing the game. It's not about what happens in the game. It's him playing the game and going through the psychological torture.
So we're gonna make our own version of this. Then we're changing it.
No, it's
'Cause
it's straight up. You see what's happening in the game, but like it's his psychological drama that he's. It's like that John Cusack movie where he's in the hotel,
But it would turn out it was all he was just a dream.
or The Shining. It's like a remake of The Shining. Basically, it's just The Shining.
Yeah, it's the same thing, but it's different.
No, I'm just gonna shoot The Shining over
you
again.
are, and it's gonna be
Jack
this game.
Nicholson, fucking Stanley Kubrick, everything. I know he's dead, but We'll get him to direct it
right.
posthumously. People
Next
do that,
question.
right?
Moving on.
He continues. The game changed quite a bit after defeating the Elite Four.
Like, as normal?
Not in the original generation. The game didn't change at all. It was just pretty much over.
First world problems, am I right?
First world problems. I beat the Elite Four and now I have nothing to do.
And that was at a time when you didn't even know if there was going to be another Pokemon.
And then you learned about Missing No.
Yeah, and then you went back and played and looked for all the Missing
The
No's.
original Creepypasta. And it was real. He continues, after viewing the Hall of Fame, which consisted of Ghost and a couple of very underleveled Pokemon, the screen cut to black. That was because he didn't really raise it. He just powered through the game with Ghost.
Well, he just used those Pokemon for HMs. HM slaves.
Yeah, exactly.
He is the slave trainer. Man,
Not
you gotta
cool.
love and appreciate and respect your fucking Pokemon, brah.
Yeah.
No slaves allowed.
If I learned one thing
No
from the
Pokemon
anime,
slaves allowed. They use one HM. Give it to them. You're going to have to, but then craft the rest of them perfectly. Those are your Pokemon you're fucking working with. Leveling up system, too.
So after viewing the Hall of Fame, the screen cut to black. A box appeared with the words, "Many years later." It then cut to Lavender Town. An old man was standing, looking at tombstones. You then realized this man was your character.
And then you looked in the mirror, and then you realized this man was you.
Don't tell me what I realized and when I realized it. That's what you realized.
Let me realize it on my own damn time. This is a new character, new game plus.
Like, he like, I think the implication was that you were to realize.
I'm just trying to ascertain whether or not he was implying that I'm realizing things.
The man moved at only half of your normal walking speed. He timed it. He was like, "Great Scott! This is
Twice as
exactly
long."
half your normal walking speed."
He's like, I know. I had two Game Boys next to each other, and I timed them. It's remarkable.
You no longer had any Pokemon with you, not even Ghost, who up to this point had been impossible to remove from your party through depositing it in the PC.
They left you because you were such a buzzkill, and you just stayed in one spot for many years.
You were such a buzzkill, you just killed a bunch of people in Pokemon.
Remorsing, just
Remorselessly.
mourning for all these people. Full of remorse.
Oh, I thought you were remorseless. I thought you were full of remorselessness.
Oh no, he's just looking over like, I conquered you all.
You were full of the lack of
Pokemon
remorse.
are like, you changed, bro. Ever since you beat the Elite Four, you fucking changed. That's it. I'm out of here. Got my bag packed up. You can just picture a little Pikachu walking away with like a hobo stick and bag sack.
A hobo stick and bag sack. There is a name for those things, and I can't for the life
It's
of me
called
remember.
cosplay Pikachu. It
No,
exists now.
Carpet bag.
He's a carpetbagger. No, I thought that was the carpetbaggers were the rich people.
No, the carpetbaggers. They're called carpetbaggers because they carry those things, which is basically a carpet bag.
I just must be thinking about knickerbockers.
I'm pretty sure. You get shot in my hood for wearing those.
See? You carpetbaggers not walking around here, see? You get shot in the hood.
The overworld was entirely empty. There were no people at all. There were still the tombstones of the trainers that you used Curse on, however.
You know it was every trainer you used Curse on. Bug Catcher Linda. Youngster Joey. With his rat-a-tat-tat-tat. He continued, you could go pretty much anywhere in the overworld at this point. Though your movement was limited by the fact that you had no Pokemon to use HMs, right? Am I right? Am I right? And regardless of where you went...
So in other words, you couldn't go anywhere in the
Right.
overworld.
By the time you got that far, you had to use cut at least once.
Yeah, where were you? Lavender Town? So you couldn't go through like Mount Moon or anything? Like you didn't have Flash?
No.
Like...
Oh yeah, he was at Lavender Town, wasn't he? But regardless of where you went, the music of Lavender Town continued on an infinite loop.
Pretty much
as if it was watching me.
Pretty much because you couldn't leave Lavender Town.
Right, you couldn't get out of Lavender Town. There was still a Snorlax blocking the road. He continued, after wandering for a while, I found that if you go through Diglett's cave, one of the cuttable bushes that normally blocks the path on the other side is no longer there, allowing you to advance and return to Pallet Town.
Because of artistic license and necessity to advance the plot.
Gotta go, gotta continue, gotta move back to Lavender Town. I mean Pallet Town. That was a joke. It's a callback from a wrong podcast. You can cut that out.
Upon entering your house and going to the exact tile where you start the game, the exact tile.
One.
He knows.
Not one step to the left, one step to the right, 2 steps forward or 2 steps back. We go together because opposites attract.
End thread. Podcast over.
Boom. Mic drop.
Ratings, reviews, and subscriptions.
I am what you would
I'm out.
call a person that does pipe bombs. I'm talking about verbal pipe bombs, not the real thing. NSA, just in case you're listening. Probably are. Sorry.
Then a sprite of Caterpie appeared. It was replaced by a Weedle and then a Pidgey.
So?
Just like my
Shitty-ass
Pokemon team, am I right?
Underleveled and underutilized.
I
Use curse.
I soon realized I'm like, curse. Why can't I curse them? Oh, and then I soon realized as the Pokemon progressed from Rattata to Blastoise that these were all of the Pokemon that I had used curse on.
Oh, they're the ones you have killed. You killed them.
After the end of my rival's team, a youngster appeared, and then a bug catcher.
Oh, little Joey. You killed little Joey too? Youngster Joey had the best Rattata in all the world.
He wasn't in this game, he was in Gold and Silver.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. I was fearing it was a little young lad over there.
These were the trainers I had cursed.
And killed.
Throughout the sequence, the Lavender Town music was playing, but it was slowly decreasing in pitch. By the time your rival appeared on screen, it was little more than a demonic rumble.
Not like the religious demonic rumble,
Yeah.
but like the Warcraft demonic rumble.
I have to tell you that, like, the game, I mean, I guess it would be an imitation of decrease in pitch. Like,
like rumble, rumble, rumble.
They can't actually, like, just slow it. Like, what he's talking about is when you slow a sound down so much that it's like...
Oh, Urtu.
Like that the Game Boy can't just like slow down the pitch. Like they have to. It would be like the song composed a pitch lower and lower and lower until it was like a.
That's what makes
like,
this game not just a hacked bootleg game and something of the paranormal, something as what you would call paranormal. He continues. Another cut to black. A few moments later, the battle screen suddenly appeared. Your trainer sprite was now that of an old man.
I thought it was already an old man.
You're an old aging man.
Oh, that was the overworld sprite. This is
right,
the trainer
different
sprite.
sprites. Get with the picture. Come on, keep up. The same one as the one who teaches you how to catch Pokemon in Viridian City.
You're that old man, the man that eats coffee.
Yeah, the man who eats coffee and does not like shorts. He continued. Ghost appeared on the other side, along with the words, "Ghost wants to fight."
You couldn't use items, and you had no Pokemon. If you tried to run, you couldn't escape. The only option was fight.
You mean die. The only option was die. You're done for, kid. You're being kissed by a ghost.
No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to fight. Using fight would immediately cause you to use struggle, which didn't affect Ghost, but did chip off a bit of your own HP.
Isn't this kind of telling that you spend all this time training Pokemon and teaching them new moves and stuff, and then when you get stuck in the situation where you gotta fight, all you know how to do is to struggle. I never learned Pokemon moves myself. Didn't think I'd need them. Never thought I'd be separated from a Pokemon ever.
It's a
I thought
PSA.
they were lifelong friends.
Go to college, kids.
Yeah, learn some Pokemon moves of your own.
Don't drop out of school. One day you will need to use algebra. because it decreases your enemy's HP by 1/3.
Right, because
X.
because of Pokemon things.
He continues. When it was Ghost's turn to attack, it would simply say, ellipses.
Oh, your ellipses. ...
That
That's the most mysterious word of all.
is the most... Eventually, when your HP reached a critical point, Ghost would finally use Curse.
So what you're saying, he was just dicking with you. Yeah, you're a fucking dickbag, Ghost. He's like, I'm fucking Tori. Let you hurt yourself a little bit before I finish you off.
You're doing this to yourself, bro.
Yeah. Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Stop hitting yourself.
The screen cut to black a final time.
He continued, regardless of the buttons you pressed, you were permanently stuck in this black screen. At this point, the only thing you could do was to turn the Game Boy off.
Why does he keep saying you? I never played this.
Yeah, right?
The only, this
I'm
happened
putting
to
you in my shoes. I'm making this story more relatable.
This is a choose-your-own adventure. Am I going to have to turn to page 28 to...
Then come back to page 86.
To press X, turn to page 28.
To continue. When you played again, new game was the only option. The game had erased the file. Nothing to see here. Move along. Stormtrooper.
I played through this hacked game many, many times. He had a lot of spare time.
Yeah, right? Well, I mean, he used Curse all the time, so it made it easy.
Super fast.
1 hour games tops. He's like, I beat Pokemon in an hour. How about you?
And every time the game ended with this sequence. Several times I didn't use Ghost at all. Oh, wow, no, so he really did have a lot of free time then.
Oh, shit.
Although...
And they were still under-leveled?
No. I didn't use Ghost at all, though he was impossible to remove from the party. In these cases, it did not show any Pokemon or trainers, and simply cut to the climactic battle with Ghost.
So, what you're saying is there also shouldn't be any tombstones either.
I'm not sure what the motives were behind the creator of this hack. The sick fuck.
Sick.
The demented, twisted bastard.
How dare he?
It wasn't widely distributed, so it was presumably not for monetary gain.
No, couldn't have been. It's a homebrew, brah. It's never gonna be for monetary gain.
It was very well done for a bootleg.
Except for the fact where you can't play the game, really.
It doesn't sound like it.
No New Game Plus. Me no likey.
It seems he was trying to convey a message, though it seems I am the sole receiver of this message.
Yeah, stop using the word seems so much.
Way to build yourself up, man. Yeah.
What seems is that I seem to be seeming things.
It seemed to be
all
what
over
you
the
would
place.
call a seemingly...
Innocuous.
It seemed to be what you would
Verbiage.
seemingly call seemingly a message. Seemingly.
What was said message?
I'm not entirely sure what it was. The inevitability of death? The pointlessness of it?
He became a nihilist from playing this game.
I thought...
Is that going to be the big finale to our movie? To our Pokemon Black movie? He becomes a nihilist. That's
Why-
it. It's
why-
just like, what is the point of Earth?
I don't think it did seem like they were trying to convey a message. I think it was just trying to be creepy and...
No. Everything has a message.
Perhaps he was simply trying to morbidly inject death and darkness into a children's game.
That one. That's the one I choose.
Regardless, this children's game has made me think. And it has made me cry. He cried.
He's a crier. Oh,
He's
what
a
a
cry,
little
baby.
dick.
Why did he cry?
It's just a Pokemon game. Why are you crying, son?
Oh, it was because he went through the whole game and then it erased his file.
Yeah, that's.
I
gotta
can
be
relate
it.
to that, yeah.
It's like your mom, just canceling your fucking Knights of the Republic account.
No, it's actually like your Pokemon game getting erased.
Yeah, by your brother or your sister.
Yeah, Knights of
your
the
mom.
Old Republic is like that.
Yeah, sure. I am not going to get into this battle with you, sir. I shall not win, nor do I care to.
Hey, just so you guys know, I am what you would call a podcaster.
Of sorts.
I
and
am
such.
I seem to be what you would call a podcaster, and our podcasts seem to be what you would call
good
good and
Of
available,
good nature.
available for download for free everywhere you find podcasts.
They're good nature, though. Maybe not quite bashful in nature, but
What?
possibly arrogant in nature.
Not bashful. We
Arrogant?
try to get it out there. Not arrogant.
Timid in
Not
nature.
timid. They're just podcasts,
Shy in
bro.
nature. No, not shy. What if our podcast were a Pokemon? I just created a whole new episode.
Well, then the way that you would make it evolve is not by using a Thunderstone or a Lavender Stone or
You'd
a
be
Pallet
using the
Stone.
like button, and you'd
use-
be using the comment button, and you'd be using the share button.
Yeah. So please, if you're hearing this on YouTube, like it, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, subscribe. Also, check out the other podcasts, Fair Point, Fair Enough.
Fair point. That's the mama podcast right there. Fair enough. That baby, that's my sister.
If you enjoyed this, you're sure to enjoy the other ones. We have so many podcasts where you learn, real shit,
Clearly.
so much more, than
Clearly,
this.
it would seem that if you were to be one that might be called a person that enjoyed this podcast, you might ascertain it's possible to said other podcasts previously mentioned prior to current talk.
Indubitably, the implication is
Where can you find us? Where can you connect with us?
iTunes, Podbay,
Basically any place
Google
you download
it.
your podcasts.
Yeah.
Right?
If we're not there, let us know. You can holler at us on Twitter at FairPointPod. It's not Silph Radio because Fairpoint's the weekly show, the main show, and
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is that Silph Radio is just suckling at the teats of Fairpoint Mama.
we'll see when Silph Radio becomes bigger. When you guys let us know
okay.
that it's bigger and that you're listening and that you like it.
More creepypastas, because I have a blast doing these all the fucking time.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely look at some creepypastas in the future. If you like the creepypasta episodes, let us know. We'll make sure to do it soon.
Maybe we'll do radio dramas.
If you don't like it, let us know that too, and maybe we won't.
Yeah, maybe we won't waste our time.
Yeah.
Because, this is Pokemon Black, and it is used with a move named Curse, but you can use both of them now in your Pokemon Black DS game.
Yeah, but you can't kill people.
Or Black 2.
What if I just want to see a man die, Craig? Then I need Pokemon Creepy Black.
What
I
if,
don't want to see
what if you
anyone
just want to
die.
watch the world burn?
I don't want to watch the world burn, although, I'd rather watch the world burn than... No, I don't know.
What if you just want to enjoy a good, soothing podcast that'll learn you something?
Then you came to the right place, Secret Room Multimedia. We hope you enjoyed the last 2 episodes about creepypastas. Next week, we're staying in the realm of weird fan things, and me and Brianna are going to be talking about Pokemon fan theories.
That's pretty cool.
It is. It is pretty cool. It's going to be a great episode.
Good luck, guys.
There's a lot of really, really interesting, fun, cool things. And again, it's staying, I think, kind of within this realm of fan speculation and elaboration and expanded universe. Fanon, if you will.
I like the terminology.
From the Secret Room, I'm Nathan K.
And I'm Craig Lewis.
Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you next time.
Unless we find Pokemon Black and we end up killing ourselves from insanity.
No, he didn't kill himself. He posted a story.
Oh, he cried.
He cried. We'll
Little
cry.
fucking piece of shit cried.